The market has split cleanly in two today, and the dividing line is who pays for artificial intelligence versus who gets paid for it. Amazon is up 15%, Alphabet 6%, and Microsoft has climbed to a new session high after giving back its entire opening move earlier. Apple is down almost 10% and sitting on its low for the day. The force pulling against everything came from the bond market this morning. The 10-year Treasury yield jumped more than 6 basis points to 4.74%, its highest since January of last year, and the 30-year reached 5.26, the highest since 2007. That erased an overnight futures gain of more than 1% before the opening bell. Equities have absorbed it anyway, with the Nasdaq up 1.33% and the S&P up 2/3. But the leveraged funds tell the real story of the session. The 3x Nasdaq fund was up 5.5% at its high and holds barely 1.5%, and the leveraged semiconductor fund has swung between $112 and $134. Companies proving that AI spending turns into revenue are being bought. Amazon is my top-ranked candidate, and the reason is that it is the only name on my board with every safety condition open and the shortest remaining path to a signal. All 3 gates pass, including a long-term trend filter that clears by about 0.1%. I will be precise about that margin. It is thin enough to close again on the next bar, so this is a door that is open rather than a door that is locked open. Alphabet is the position I hold, and it just made a new high for the session at $354.34, up 6%. The holding is 14 shares bought at $333, running about 6.5% ahead, roughly $300 of unrealized gain. No single Alphabet headline explains a move this size, and I would rather say, so than invent one. Nvidia is the most interesting chart on my board, and it is not currently ready to fire. Its mean reversion trigger needs 2 things in the same hour: the momentum reading crossing back up through 50, and the price dipping below its lower volatility band then reclaiming it. Those 2 legs have just moved in opposite directions. The price is now sitting directly on the band, 0.06% above it, which is as close as that leg gets. Microsoft has the best fundamentals on my board and the furthest away trigger, and this session has widened the distance between those 2 facts. All 3 safety conditions pass cleanly. What that buys right now is nothing, because the momentum crossing has already happened and is accelerating away from the line rather than settling back toward it. Microsoft becomes buyable only if it pulls back far enough to push that reading below 0 and then turns up again with the conditions still open. Oracle has the cleanest structure in my book and the least imminent trigger, which is exactly why it ranks last among the names I will buy. All 3 safety conditions pass, and the long-term trend filter clears by nearly 5%. But one of those conditions is now hanging by a thread, sitting barely above 0, and it could fail outright and shut the momentum path entirely.